When you ask a first grade class to write letters to people in a nursing home, time's almost up. My 8-year-old is a jerk and almost made me burn the house down. 8-year-old kid. Yes, I am pretty despicable. Guy in one of my dad groups found this in his kid's room. My 7-year-old helped himself to a shopping spree while I slept. He's in deep trouble. He wanted 2 PS5s. My 4-year-old niece can't read and bought me this cute birthday card because it featured a cute dog with a party hat. This afternoon, I noticed my kid sneakily grabbing some finishing nails, so I followed him and caught him red-handed. He told me he was setting a trap. Me, remembering when I was 8 years old, and lied about an old man touching me in a park, so he got arrested and all because I was an attention seeker. I can't believe I had a phase as a child where I would send my grandma jump scare videos in hopes of her dying so I could get the wheel faster. Demon, not a cell phone in sight, just a kid living in the moment. She's waterboarding a teddy bear. Does she know the implications of that? She definitely knows. It's all because of me. Mum, I just wanted to tell you that Mother's Day wouldn't be possible without me. I'll be waiting for my present in the living room. Love, Joshua. Today I saw a kid at the supermarket, which suddenly started staring at me. Realizing I only have one hand and ran away shouting, Mom, the zombies are coming. Walked in on my kid playing with these. I'm raising a little doctor. Nah, you're raising a serial killer. Children given crayons at History Trail scribble all over 230-year-old statue. I put $200 on my mother's debit card and my little brother and sister spent it all on Roblox. I worked all month, bro. When I was a kid, I used to convince the neighbor's kid that his very good Pokemon cards were trash, and then I would trade him for my actual trash cards. Single mom's bank account drained after 7-year-old spends almost $900 on Roblox. This one time in 3rd grade, I was really mad at my mum, so I furiously googled, I want a bomb, on her laptop like 900 times because I thought the government would come and arrest her. My 11-year-old's birthday card to me. Blessed. Life's a water slide where you die at the end. You are here. My daughter's friend had a Furby. Their favorite thing was to take it up to the loft and dangle it over the railing. Worried the Furby would bleed, and the terrible little girls would laugh their evil heads off. My kid just peeled a fat strip of paint off the walls and said, I love the skin of our house. My 4-year-old niece is on the hyper side, so my brother-in-law was trying to teach her about behaving and said, little girls are made of sugar and spice and what else? And in her best Batman voice, she replied, blood and bones. My son's cup is spill-proof, so he can't turn it upside down and shake the water juice out. So what does my beautiful baby boy do instead? He drinks it and spits it out on the floor. He wasn't taking no for it. He wasn't losing to a cup. God damn it. He never loses. I was arguing with my husband and my son screamed, yay, 2 Christmases from the other room. My daughter said, Daddy, I like your car because it's made of human skin. Because we have tan fake leather seats. Baby, the whole house is quiet and peaceful. Everybody must be asleep. Baby to baby, lose your mind. I grounded my kid and this was his response. My friend is a teacher. He got a really sweet holiday card this year. Mr. Daniel, happy holidays, dead bird. Christmas cancelled around here. Who told this girl to get up at 3 in the morning and open every gift under the tree? My 3-year-old asked how long he had to wait until he could stop listening to me. I told him he had to listen to me for the rest of his life. He looked at me dead in the eyes and said, I'll listen to you for the rest of your life. Toddlers are cold-blooded, man. Sully got in trouble, so I took the iPad away. I went to check on him and I don't have enough positive parenting experience for this, so I'm leaving. A tip to new parents. 3-year-olds will lock you out of the house in the snow without remorse and will think it's the funniest thing that's ever happened in the history of the world. So my stepson, who I've raised since 2 years old, now 12, posted this on his social media that he is not allowed to have about me. I'm hurt and angry. Are there any stepmoms out there that can offer some advice? I'm lost. My dad just proposed to my fat, ugly ass stepmom. Why? Today at camp, the kids were supposed to make a princess or superhero mask. Julia chose to make her own vampire bat mask. My cousin grabbed a clown wig and told me to wear it. I said I didn't want to. He then pointed to my hair and asked, is it because your hair is already like this? This little a-hole wouldn't move his legs for 3 adults, so this guy comes and just sits on his legs. Asked my 5-year-old what she wanted for dinner and she said, not a burned quesadilla. Because in the summer of 2019, I overcooked one side of her quesadilla. My mum grounded me, so I catfished her for 6 months and broke her heart. My 2 older children were trying to lay out all their Pokemon cards, but the youngest kept intervening, so they duct taped him to a chair, despite multiple talkings to. My 2-year-old keeps leaving dolls in lifelike positions around the house. Scares the life out of me every time. I've always been scared of dolls, even as a kid. Anyone else like me? Just creepy. My little brother at 12:45 a.m. on the security camera. My cousin has a Michael Myers mask, and he can't stop wearing it. My daughter asked why she can't just quit school, and I told her it's against the law, and they'll put me in jail. And my sweet, sweet child looked me in the the eyes and said, "I'll visit you." My daughter just punched me so hard in the nuts and won't apologize. She just said, "Well, I don't know," and walked off. Quarantine is going to be awesome. A picture my mum took of me on Christmas. Allegedly, I was mad because she kept taking photos of me. Very, very impressive. My son ran 2 school planners, one with all of his good comments and one with his bad ones. Guess which one we got to see? Your kid is too smart. My toddler baby is watching a storm out the front window. She says, "Quiet, quiet, kaboom coming." Huge crack of thunder, she whispers. I did it. Lastly, this kid who thinks outside the box, literally. I hope they always do. When you have twins, it's not always easy to figure out which one is the evil one, but sometimes. Once I was babysitting my neighbor's 6-year-old, and she asked me why I was so ugly, and without thinking I said, "I'm you from the future." She cried for like 30 minutes. Toddler laughs as 5 firefighters tried to free him from a locked car. The absolute madman. This kid asked me for some Skittles, but I had just finished them, so he stared at me like this the entire flight. My 3-year-old kept saying she wants a spirit guest, needs a spirit guest, and has a spirit guest. And like 4 exorcisms later, I realized she was just talking about asparagus. The eldest child I nanny, she's 5, has a game where she sits us all in a circle and gives us each a coin with a sticker on. Anyways, if we flip our coin and it lands sticker side up, we have to touch the dead bead she keeps under her bed in a Tupperware. Why? Why is she like this? My kid discovered you can photocopy anything, and now he's trying to prank me. For revenge, photocopy his dinner. To the unsupervised kids playing hide and seek in my neighborhood at 10:15 p.m. Please kindly play further away from my house. It's creepy as hell when you're counting down from 10. At Disney on Ice, having a blast. I know you can tell by my insatiable face. My daughter had an imaginary friend named Rusty. She stopped mentioning him after a while. We asked what happened to him. She told us she had rolled him up in a rug and shoved him down the heaven hole. She was pretty nonchalant about it. Never mentioned again. Poor Rusty. My youngest hacked our Netflix parental code. She put light grease on the remote and got me to input the code when she wasn't looking. Then she noted the numbers I'd pressed and went through the combinations later. I'm both frightened and impressed. You know, there's a correlation between kids being evil and kids being smart. My son has recently informed me that the wall people, who always have their eyes open, don't like us anymore. Just curious if anyone is free tonight to help me move out. When your mum's friends' kids play with your Newton's cradle. Leo, give me your shirt. I give you my mum. Whoa. Pro under 14 UFC boxer. I've had 10 school fights and got suspended. I literally know this kid. James, you've been in 2 fights and lost both, and you weren't suspended for it because you lost me. Fam, that's not true. Say that to my face. My mum told me Santa wasn't real when I was 5. The next day I told my whole kindergarten class. Got into some arguments, and my teacher ended up having to call my mum because I made 15 kids cry. I've been telling my daughter to take this mask off for over 3 hours. She's not listening. Today, I found out my 7-year-old daughter really did lie about my husband's other girlfriend as a revenge for being grounded, and that he never cheated on me at all. We're well into our divorce proceedings, and he won't forgive me for not believing him when he denied it. Frick my life. Woke up, discovered my 3-year-old had a massive nosebleed. His clothes covered in blood. Washed him. Walked into the kitchen. Found 5-year-old stirred his brother's bloody clothes in a pot filled with hot water. "I need his blood," he said. "I need his blood for my poisons." I'm over here walking around in my uniform, and this girl in her 20s walks over and tries to flirt with me. Takes about 5 minutes for her to finally give up and walk away. Some kid aged 6 to 7 then comes up to me while his mum's waiting at the ATM and says, "You ever wonder what it would be like if we could see everyone naked?" And I was like, no, I actually don't. This boy seriously said, "I bet these girls would leave you alone if that were the case." After I told my brother, 9, to stop throwing his controller, 5 minutes later I hear a bang and I see him crying and the TV looking like this. Crying because of consequences. I'm not evil, just stupid. I never broke stuff though as a kid. The only thing I remember doing, and I still do now, is when I'm playing video games, I rage, like I start screaming. But I never broke anything. I woke up to my 3-year-old petting my head. I asked what she needed and she said, "I wish I had a piece of you that I could carry with me all the time. Like your finger." Haven't slept soundly since. My friend just sent me this picture of a pumpkin pie she made for Thanksgiving that her 3-year-old snuck into. We've been trying to teach my 3-year-old what to do in case of an emergency. Yesterday we tested her. What would you do if you found me on the floor and you couldn't wake me up? I could see her little brain working. She finally said, "I would go into the kitchen and eat anything I want." Kids are fearless, man. What's the most messed up story you have of your family? Mine is when my brothers and sisters duct taped my little brother to a pole in our basement and left him there for hours. And we would periodically walk down to feed him dry Lucky Charms and water. 9-year-old me putting a dislike to the video that the teacher set us to watch. When I was 8 and got lost in the mall, I started crying because I couldn't find my mum. So then a security guard came to help me, but I punched him in the nuts as hard as I could. because stranger danger. And that dude still had to help me find my mum. Think about him a lot. Boy 11, pinned down and had bleach poured in his... Yeah, this is straight up jail time. Like, life jail. I don't care if you're 11. If you can't see well, learn sign language. If you can't walk, try running. If you have blood sugar, you take a knife and make a cut and then let it bleed. My son was crying and asked, why doesn't the dog have to wear pants? And it's like, I don't even know. So now I'm putting pants on a dog. Why are these Legos all over the floor? To keep everyone else away. It's my computer turn. Brilliant. 4-year-old. Can I have some of your candy? Wife. I got this for Mother's Day. You're only a mum because of me. My son's accident yesterday deleted my Breath of the Wild save because he wanted to watch me beat the game with only 3 hearts. He was trying to encourage me by starting a new game. He didn't realize it would delete my old one. I haven't played it since. Unknowingly evil. When I was 4, my dad got pulled over and I screamed, I have to poop! And the cop let my dad go. When he took me to the bathroom, my dad couldn't stop laughing after I told him I didn't have to poop. I just didn't want him to get a ticket. Sure hope my kids return the favor. An 8-year-old's homework. Would you rather be stuck on an island all alone or with one person you hate? I would rather be on an island with someone I hate so I have something to eat. January 26th, 1999. The best part of the assembly program was when the man fell down the stairs. This lady on Facebook said her coworker had to have a conference with her son's teacher because of a note he wrote. Please read the note. Dear Miss Jones, I am angry with you because you took 25 of my hummingbird bucks. Or because I was talking to Connor. That's no big deal. I'm only 6. I can't be quiet all the time, and that makes you a thief and a crook. And you're going to hell, real hell, the burning one because you're a thief. I worked hard for those bucks, and my only prayer in chapel today was that God gets you to hell fast, super fast, and your new haircut is bad, real bad. I like whenever he says something, he repeats it like bad, real bad, hell, real hell. Look, we have to stop acting like it's a bad thing to call our kids a-holes. Like, my daughter just seriously death glared me while pouring her juice on the floor after I said not to. Come on, that makes her an a-hole. Don't shame me. My favorite place my mummy takes me is water park. I think it's funny when my mum makes funny faces. I want my mummy to know that my daddy goes to Burger King, but she wants him to have healthy food. Missed video call. Hi, Mitty. Sorry, I'm at work at the moment. It's okay, I don't really care. This kid's using flip-flops, but as this hole, he's got a phone. Mum, what are you going to be for Halloween? Just a killer? Any type of killer will be fine. New to options, I have some questions. I'm 16 and enabled margin trading on my mum's account. You have an account deficit of 44,000. Now that you've written down some details from your own life, think about a problem that someone might face related to a place, time, event, or activity in your life. A fictional character. George being attacked by lobsters on a beach in Maine. So we had a young girl and young boy, would say about 10 to 12, knock on the door tonight asking if we would buy any of their crafts as they're earning some kind of pocket money. We kindly said no thank you, but then 10 minutes later get this note put through the letterbox. Anyone else had similar? Screw you, idiot. Anonymous. They should just say, if you don't give us money, we're gonna harass you. I was singing You Are My Sunshine to my 3-year-old, and he told me he hates that song. I said that's a shame because I used to sing it to him when he was in my tummy before he was born, and he looked me dead in the eyes and said, I hated it then too. Yeah, he hated it, he just couldn't say he hated it. Dad is going to be so happy when he sees the gas tank full. 4-year-old. What happens when you die? Me. You go to heaven. No, I mean, when you die, do I get your stuff? My 6-year-old brother almost crushed my torso and beat me up because I said lemon in a song. This little girl I'm babysitting just asked me if I have a boyfriend, and I said not anymore, and she said, boyfriends are a waste of time. And then she turns to her brother and tells him, you're gonna be a waste of time. In theory, I love my kids equally, but in practice, the smallest one filled my shoes with fig Newtons, and that's not cool. My 3-year-old said goodnight to all of us tonight, and then in the dark I heard her little voice say, good night, myself. I love you. I love you too. Oops, you've just killed someone. What is the most creative way to hide the body? Ever since I was a kid, I always thought that if I had to hide a body, it would be smart to keep it somewhere temporary, then leave an anonymous tip to the police about it being buried in a certain place. They will then dig that place up, realize it's not there and move on. Then I'd bury the body in that place. The freshly dug soil won't be suspicious, and the police wouldn't look there because they already have. My friends just had a baby reveal. We popped a balloon and pink powder came out, meaning it's a girl. The 6-year-old son ran up to the mum and tried to punch her in her pregnant belly and screamed, no, because he wanted a brother. At 6 years old? Really? That's a bit old to be doing something like that. Anyone who thinks children will socially distance at school has never met children. Anyone who thinks children won't purposely lick their hands and chase each other yelling, Corona, has never met children. One year when my sister was little, she stole things from each family member and hid them for weeks. Then, when Christmas rolled around, we opened our gifts from her to find she only wrapped the stolen items to give back to the owner. She was so proud of herself. herself. Aren't you happy to have that back? I know you've been missing it. When we explained that, yes, we were happy to have our things back, but you shouldn't take people's things. She threw her hands up and said, well, what am I supposed to give you for Christmas? I'm 5. I can't go to the store. I don't have any money. Ah, she's not evil. She's kind, but kind in the wrong way. My youngest daughter was born about 2 years after my mother died. When she was about 4, one day she just looked at me square in the eye and said, Daddy, I'm not your mummy anymore. This kid who drew a hilarious more than meets the eye cartoon. Oh, hello. Hi, I'm the eye. Kid's a pun genius already. Should I do funny drawings like funny kids drawings? A kid I babysat for the summer a few years back had an invisible friend named Mite, who apparently joined the family during her first trip to Central Park after they moved here from Chicago. They went on their first trip to the Met a few days ago. The kid said Mite wanted to show them something, and according to her mum at this time, the 4-year-old just went zooming down the hallways of the museum into the Egyptian section and they had to chase her. She stopped in front of one of the mummy's cases and pointed. The mummy was of a little girl named Mite. I work at a daycare with preschoolers, ages 3 to 5, and this morning, a kid sweetly complimented me on my shirt, and then a bunch of kids wanted to compliment me. Then it got weird when, as they ran out of things to compliment me on, they went to complimenting my body parts, saying things like, I like your eyeballs, I like your skin, I like your blood. And one kid literally said, I like your flesh. I work with future serial killers. Kids are legit the creepiest. I was putting my youngest to bed and they were like, I can't wait for all my friends to get here. And I was like, what friends, baby? And they go, you know, the ones with the white hair that float around. Good night, child. Me. Okay, son, sleep tight. Him. Dad, can you do the red eyes again? The what? The red eyes when you come when we have to be quiet. Maybe you were dreaming that. I don't know what that is. No, I wasn't dreaming, Dad. I saw you in the hallway. What? That is not me, son. But I can't tell you that's not me because you're going to be even more freaked out. 6-year-old. I'm so glad it's spring. Me. Yeah, me too. 6-year-old. The woods is growing over all the secrets of winter now. What? I am tucking my 4-year-old in. Me. Alright, Angel. Sleep good. Jane. Did you know in our house there's a secret door? No? You can only see it at night in the dark. Nope, not interested. And it has a big room inside. I'm begging you to stop.